Okay, third time's a charm. um, I have got a small trade, a small haul of books for you. A lot of this came from a trade of books I did, but there are a couple books that I picked up that I picked up on a different day. But also, the trade was done at WeBook Inn, where I do almost all my trading, and I did that trade at the WeBook Inn on Whyte Avenue, and on a different day I went to the WeBook Inn on downtown here in Edmonton, and picked up a couple books that I had been looking for. I saw them they had them displayed, and it was like a minute I saw them, it's like I'm taking those. Um, I have been getting interested, and there's a couple other books at the end. After I was done on the day that I did the trade, I went to the Old Strathcona Antique Mall, and I picked up some books there. And there's a little bit of a story with that, but don't want to get into that too much because it's hush hush. Anyway, because of Wonder Woman, New Absolute Universe, Kelly Thompson's been writing that. I've been looking for other things written by her. Everyone says that this is one of her best series. I don't think it was one of her first, but I probably think this is probably an iconic story for her. And it's a character from Archie that I really like. So I saw these, they had them on display, and I had to pick them up. And so this is written by Kelly Thompson. I think it's art by Veronica Fish and Andy Fish are the artists. Let's see here. Yes, story by Kelly Thompson, art by Veronica Fish and Andy Fish, lettering by Jack Morelli. Morelli. So, and they had Sabrina the Teenage Witch, little mini trades. I had volume 1, and I had it priced at $9.25, and that's what I spent. And they also had Sabrina the Teenage Witch, Something Wicked, same creative team, and it was cost me the same price. So those were great finds. I definitely was glad to find those. I might look for the issue number 1s for those series as well, but I'm happy with getting the stories simply in those little mini compact trades. All right, now on to the trade that I did at the Whyte Ave location. Now I took 46 books, but once I got there and I looked at what they had, I decided not to do a 2-for-1 trade. There wasn't enough stuff for me to want that badly 2-for-1. So I took a look through some of they had another box of books with some other stuff I had looked at before, and as part of the way it works is if you don't take 2-for-1, then you get 25 cents per book, but if you take trade value, it becomes 1.5 times that. So let me just work it out here. I'm sure other people can do it in the top of their hand. So it was 46 books times 0.25. So if I took cash, it would have been $11.50 I would have got. But you go times 0.1.5, and it's $17.25 if trade value within the store. So I took the $17.25 of trade value. But the books I got, maybe you might say, they actually worked out to be a little bit more than that because of the one book at the end I took. But anyways, I'm going on. So they had issue number 3 of Revival. The WeBook Inn on downtown had gotten a whole bunch of this series, and I don't know if somebody had taken the first 3 issues and then decided they didn't want the number 3, or somehow the number 3 book ended up at the Whyte Ave location. I don't know, no idea. So now I'm mainly looking just to get issues 1 to 12 of that series. So I now only need issues 1, 2, and I think 12. And 12 is a Scotty Young cover, so I have a feeling that one's going to be a little harder to get. Now, they also had Fantastic Four issue number 252, and this one is, I did it upside. This sort of this sideways cover, and it's very cool. And I think there's something a bit. I don't know if it's a key or anything, but there's something about the story that's inside this. See, it's and there's no tattoos in this. And it says chapter 1 of an exciting 4-part epic deep within the negative zone. Okay, so that's why. But yeah, there wasn't any tattoos, and I had seen that dollar bin in there previously. It's not in the best of shape, but I brought it home, put it in a bag and board, and yeah, I'm happy to have that to add to my Fantastic Four collection. And the next grouping are all trades. Yeah, I would say this is a trade. It's like one of these little small sort of trades. But we have, this was marked at $4, and this is Racer X. And I believe that's it's part issue 1 of a series, so it's from Now Comics. But so it's not so much a trade, but it's a square bound. So that was cool to find. And I'd seen that, like I said, I'd seen that one previously along with the Fantastic Four, and this one I hadn't seen previously. So we have Batman and Superman, Wonder Woman, Trinity, Matt Wagner with Dave Stewart, and they had this one priced at $5. So if you're doing a count, remember I was supposed to get $17.25. And the last book was marked at $9.95. And I had seen this one previously, but I wasn't sure if I wanted it. But it is by Mike Allred, introductions by Matt Wagner and John Bogdanov. And it's the Superman Madman Hullabaloo trade. So, as you can tell, if you add them up, and those two books at the beginning, those were dollar bin books. So I got each one of those was $1. I got the Racer X for $4. The Trinity is marked at $5, and the Superman Madman Hullabaloo was $9.95, and I was supposed to get $17.95 or $17.25 in trade. So as you do the math, it worked out to a little bit more than that, and I don't want to do the math this morning. So you can do the math yourselves. All right. Now, like I said, after I was done with that trade, I went to the Old Strathcona Antique Mall. I had gone out and done all this. What day was I doing this? I think it was the 18th of July I went out, and that is an important day for me. I don't really think it's an important day for me, and if anybody really wants to know who watches this, I will tell them in a comment or in a private message. Anyway, I picked up 3 books. No, I think it was the Saturday. I can't remember. I think it was Friday. But I don't remember. I just don't remember. Guardians of the Galaxy, issue number 25. So, and this one was marked at $5, and these are actually the price I paid for these. So, it's a foil cover. But I actually collect this series, so. And that's a cool collector's cover. And the next two are both Marvel Tales books. They have, one of the vendors at the Antique Mall had a whole bunch of books with one box that says covers by specific artists. And I bought a couple of things there before. I think this is the first time I have bought from covers by these artists, as West Coast Avengers would say. Shout out to West Coast Avengers. See Todd by Todd. So this is Marvel Tales featuring Spider-Man and Iceman, issue number 227. Todd McFarlane cover. And as well, we have Marvel Tales featuring Spider-Man and Dazzler, issue number 232. So that was cool to get as well. All right, so that is the haul of books. I thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Like, subscribe, all that great stuff. Share if you feel like. I hope you're having a great day. And I guess I'll see you with the next haul. Bye for now.